Good morning. I was very pleased to be invited here this morning to be able to meet with the governor and the leaders of the state. I think there's significant progress in getting a new stadium for the Vikings built, and there's a lot of work still to be done in the next week and a lot of priorities these leaders are faced with, and I'm grateful for the focus they have on addressing the stadium issue. We're certainly hopeful of making something work for the Vikings, but most importantly also this community too. We know how important the Vikings are to this community, and we want to make sure that they continue to be here in a great new stadium. So thank you for
Commissioner, if the gap remains...
I said, which commissioner?
If the gap remains at that, $175–200 million, and the transportation issues are what they are, what is the NFL prepared to do to close that gap? Are you prepared financially to get involved, and if not, then what?
Well, we are involved in the financing of stadiums. That's one of the things the NFL is unique in doing, and getting involved in the financing of stadiums. And I think that's one of the things that we'll be working over the next several days.
So would that mean the NFL contributing a certain amount of money, independent of the Vikings?
We do contribute into stadiums through various programs, and we are prepared to do that.
Is the G3 program still in place at
all? It is not, no.
And so how would you do it exactly?
It's primarily a club seat waiver program.
Commissioner, do you have any preference as to whether the stadium is in Arden Hills, or there's still been some talk about the Minneapolis site? Do you care where it is?
Well, I think the Vikings feel very strongly about Ramsey County. I had the opportunity to go up and visit the site yesterday. It's an extraordinary site, and I think it's very exciting. So we're going to work with the Vikings to hopefully make that come true, along with the leadership. That's our role, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Commissioner, is the bill to be passed? Does a bill need to be passed this legislative session, which is ending soon, in order to prevent potentially the Vikings from moving someplace else?
I don't think we're focused on it. We're focused on finding solutions here in Minnesota. We want the Vikings to be here. I think everybody wants the Vikings to be here. I know the Wolves do. I don't think that's an issue that we're focused on right now.
But if it doesn't get done, if a deal doesn't get struck this legislative session, what implications does that have as far as the NFL is?
Well, let's try to get it done. That's what I think everyone's committed to this morning at this breakfast.
Commissioner, do you have a dollar figure in mind for the NFL to contribute for the stadium?
Those are discussions that are going on. It's in part based on the types of revenues that can be created, different forms of revenue, and whether some of those are waived. It'll depend on how much of that is created.
There's really, obviously, not much time left in this session. Do you legitimately think that in the next 6 days or so, a deal can be brokered at the Capitol for a new stadium? And if not, what next?
Are you addressing that question to me or the governor?